think we were looking good. And we're back with more casual gaming news. This is for the week of the 16th. The Nintendo Direct week. We'll get to that later though. But where are we going to start this week? Let's just start on another usual story. Some more studio closures. Alright, Embracer Group, you know them, you love them, you shouldn't if you do. Add this here, boop, into the links dump in the chat. Tom Ivan, VGC. Embracer is closing Alone in the Dark Studio. Pieces Interactive. I know how to read. So, Embracer, of course, doing its thing after it effed everything up. So this is the Alone in the Dark remaster that came out like this year. This studio also worked on the Magica, I think just Magica 2, not even both Magicas, and Titan Quest. It was acquired in I think 2021 or 2017. It was acquired by Embracer Group after working with the expansion for Titan Quest. Great. Thanks for playing with us. In the tweet from the studio. Character artist also wrote, unfortunately, Pieces Interactive is closing down, so I'm looking for new opportunities. Unfortunate. Closing number of studios over the past year said last month that Alone in the Dark had failed to meet sales expectations following the game's release in March. We did talk about that a few weeks ago. It was criticized for the design choices. It was let down by annoying and repetitive puzzles, poor combat, and infrequent glitches. So, unfortunate again. I don't think it said how many or like an estimate how many workers were affected by this. It had the staff of 13 when it was acquired in 2017. But no word on right now. The deal that fell through, the $2 billion deal that fell through, collapsed at the last minute, has resulted in almost 1,400 job cuts. 1,400! Cancellation of tens of games. Basically, that's basically dozens of games. Basically. It's just every week. It's just every week. Continuing in that vein, Paradox Interactive canceled the Life by You game. But not only canceling the game, it also shut down that studio, I believe. Hold on, let me refresh this. Studio was also closed down. Tectonic Studio canceled the debut title. It's gonna be like a Sims rival game. The studio was established in I think 2019, according to my notes. This was the one game that they were working on. The studio had one job, and they were trying to do it, and they got shut down. This one, Life by You was the debut title from Paradox Tectonic, a studio established in 2019 and headed by Rob Humble, former boss of EA's The Sims label and the ex-CEO of Second Life creator Linden Lab. Originally scheduled to launch in early access in September 2023, delayed to March 24, and then pushed back again in June. They said in April that it was ready for early access, but then it delayed indefinitely. A press release saying a few weeks back we decided to hold off on an early access release in order to reevaluate Life by You, as we still felt that the game was lacking in some key areas. Though time extension was an option, once we took the pause to get a wider view of the game, it became clear to us that the road leading to a release that we felt confident about was far too long and uncertain. So they shut down the studio. In April, Paradox announced that the customers who purchased City Skylines 2's first DLC would be refunded with the content set to be added to the base game for free after being rushed out in an unsatisfactory state. Future paid DLC are also delayed. So, Paradox apparently doing great. That's another 2 stories about studio closures. This is Jordan Midler, VGC, by the way. I think there was another one. Let me just double check my notes here. We can skip over to the Matt Booty interview that happened this week, talking about like another basically expansion on the Tango Gameworks closure. I believe this is like he finally got candid about it. I think they said that like it was a change in leadership. Closure may have been due to a change in leadership. Yeah. Where was the actual question? I think it was asked just to give further insight on it, because they just keep getting asked about it because it just doesn't make sense. So he said there are a lot of things to consider. There are a lot of things that go into success for a game. What leadership do you have? What creative leadership do you have? Is it the same team that shipped something successfully previously? We have to look at all those things together and ask ourselves, are we set up for success going forward? And while there may have been factors or situations that previously led to success, they might not all still be in place as you look at what you're doing going forward. So I guess kind of hinting at that there was staff changes. Although he didn't specifically state, Booty's answer appears to at least partially referring to the departure of Tango founder Shinji Mikami, who left the studio in 2023 to form a new company. So it's looking like at the end of the day, they didn't have full confidence in the team that was left behind to continue pushing out successes. Which at that, like, if that's the truth of it, makes way more sense than just shutting it down for like maintaining profit reasons. But who knows? I don't think they'll ever say anything for sure. This was Chris Scullion, VGC. Let me put this in the chat too. Something on the slightly brighter aspect of this type of stuff, talking about layoffs. Let's go to the president of FromSoftware, right? Miyazaki, or the director for Elden Ring. This is Ryan Dinsdale, IGN. Elden Ring director Hidetaka Miyazaki won't allow layoffs at FromSoftware as long as he's in charge. Heck yeah. We should be taking this kind of thinking. Why aren't we learning from these people? Where is the quote? Miyazaki appeared confident. Kodokawa, which is like the parent company of FromSoft, shares his opinion on layoffs. Speaking to myself and this company, I want to say that this is not something I would wish on the staff at FromSoftware in a million years. I'm pretty sure our parent company, Kodokawa, understands that and shares that view as well. And then he referenced the Nintendo, former Nintendo president Satoru Iwata, who basically took pay cuts to prevent job losses at the company a couple years ago, or a few years ago. Yeah, as long as this company is my responsibility, that's something I would not let happen. That doesn't have the full context of the quote, unfortunately. His quote, I think it was the old ex-president Nintendo Iwata who said, "People who are afraid of losing their jobs are afraid of making good things." I'm paraphrasing that, but I totally share this view. I think the people at Kodokawa, our parent company, understand that I hold this view very strongly. While we can't say 100%, we can't say with complete certainty what the future is going to hold for From and Kodokawa. At least as long as this company is my responsibility, that's something I would not let happen. So hopefully our players and our fans can take a little bit of assurance from that. So hell yeah, like, someone is at least in the industry trying to set an example. There's no way any US based company is gonna follow suit. Like, there's no way. There's just no way. It just doesn't work like that over here. Unfortunate for any worker in that industry. I think that's a good segue actually to, let me just double check it. A good segue to the second Miyazaki story. Even though he's there's a couple there's another small story about him. Even though he's like the president, he's also directing several games. This one specifically is about, hold on, co-op integration in future games. It was from Anthony Wood at IGN. Where does the quote here? It's definitely not something we actively oppose or want to downplay, wanting to go through the whole game together, explained Miyazaki. In terms of where we were with Elden Ring, it was simply a case of wanting that more loose, casual style drop in, defeat a boss, drop out. It doesn't put any technical restrictions on the player, just sort of lets them complete this focus and then move on, so to speak. Consider taking a more comprehensive approach to cooperative play in subsequent titles, which would prove to be a popular decision among the over 3.7 million PC players who have already downloaded the unofficial mod, which is the seamless co-op mod, which is the one that we use when we play, because it's the only way to do it. Saying that's not to say we won't consider other ways, like you and your friend played from the beginning to end total co-op. That's not to say we won't consider ideas like that with our future games. So, open to the idea of full beginning to end co-op, because again, the seamless co-op mod, you go from from birth to beating the game co-op. It's possible to just do it without even disconnecting. How cool is that? Going off of that one, I know the DLC did drop yesterday, but they did drop a update, I guess, in preparation for the DLC. That is basically for the whole game. This is Wesley and Pool, IGN, adding new features to the base game in a free update, which a lot of the quality of life stuff that we've been excited about were in this update, such as the new item menu system, where it shows you what's new, gives you a whole list of what you just added to your inventory. Got a map of the summoning pools around the map, so like listed there as another section for summoning pool list. Got new hairstyles. So all of the 1.2 patch notes are in this link. What do we have here? New features, add support for Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, 5 new hairstyles, map function menu, new summoning pool features, active summoning pools will now be carried over to New Game Plus, individual summoning pools can now be enabled, disabled, and newly added map functions. New inventory features, marked with exclamation mark, new tab called recent items. Display settings can be changed from the display tab, add a new feature to summon Spectral Steed during the Elden Beast, the boss battle. A new feature to Coliseum, crafting consumable items. We replaced in the session. Added support for Arabic language. Nice. Steam features. Lock on, change thresholds, a bunch of like patches. It looks like PvP stuff I don't really care about. Skill adjustments. Anything that I usually use. Cursed Blood Slash is decreased damage. That's big. Transient Moonlight, decreased damage. A lot of decreased damage. Any buffs? A lot of things got nerfed to look like. Yeah, even the incantations. Balancing adjustments. Increased damage and speed. So we got some buff to some weapons. Some nerfs to some magic. Increased damage to armaments. Mix between buffs and nerfs. Bug fixes. So, cool. People still playing the base game get a bunch of new quality of life updates, which is pretty sick. That's super exciting. Moving on from there, another perfect segue. The DLC has come out. All of the reviews are stunning. Lots of 9s, lots of 10s. Jordan Midler, VGC. Game has a base score of 96 based on 93 critic reviews. 96. Metacritic score of 95 based on 56 reviews. The highest rated FromSoftware DLC release ever. The original Dark Souls DLC has the second highest at 89. This one is at 96. All above high 70s or higher, apparently. Bloodborne is an 87. Sequel size sensation. Incredible expansion and a worthy follow-up to Generation. So, again, a lot of embargoes have been going up lately. Well, obviously it came out, but right before a lot of embargoes went up. A lot of people talking about the size, where they said it's about the size of Limgrave, but it's like vertically much bigger than that. So an easy, like they said, 30 hours to beat, an easy like 100 for a lot of people to go through it. Super exciting. Supposed to be a lot harder. Super excited about that. We're going to start it later on, so stay tuned in the chat to check out the gameplay later on with this. Moving on from there, we're actually almost done already. Moving on from there, let's do one of the bigger stories before we hit the direct. An update on Bluepoint and what they're doing here. So they're still working on an original title. They were acquired by, who were they acquired by? PlayStation? They were acquired by PlayStation in 2021. Bluepoint, for the most part, has been working on remakes. Like, I believe, like the Demon Souls remake. What other things did they work on? God of War Collection, Shadow of Colossus, Uncharted, Nathan Drake Collection. So a lot of remakes and remastered they've been working on, but this is going to be an entirely original game, which is pretty exciting. No details on it at all yet, but they have said our next project, we're working on original content right now. We can't talk about what that is, but that's the next step of the evolution for us. So super exciting. Bluepoint's done a really good job. Well, like everything that they've put out or worked on has been pretty highly rated overall. So we're excited about that. Tom Ivan VGC. Let's put this one in the chat as well. Next up, we've got a couple PlayStation things. Let's do the PlayStation. Actually, no, let's do Bethesda first. A little shorter news story here, where I believe it was it a Todd Howard? This is Tom Ivan VGC. I believe it's a Todd Howard interview. Let me double check. Once I put this link in chat, it's in chat. Check out the link. Todd Howard, yeah, an interview on Mr. Matty Plays YouTube channel. Basically saying that they want to put out expansions annually. I think the second expansion is already in the works. Yeah, second expansion already in the works because they don't want to rush Fallout 5. They have no plans to rush out a new single-player Fallout game. So as of right now, they've got one they just released, Shattered Space, or a trailer that they released. I don't remember if it's out already. But another one coming out, like it's already in the works. So from there, no confirmation if they're gonna keep doing it after that, because obviously with the state of the industry, who knows what could happen. So as of right now, there'll be 2 full-size expansions for Starfield. Eventually we'll get to it, but again, not rushing a Fallout 5 is also fine. I feel like there's a lot of Fallout happening right now anyway. Moving on from there, let's do the PlayStation news. Actually, let's do the Redfall because I already have this open here. So Xbox has started refunding people who purchased the DLC for Redfall because they closed that studio. Anyone that purchased a physical copy of the DLC, I don't know why you would, but anyone that purchased a physical copy has to contact Bethesda support directly. So yeah, they closed Arcane Austin a couple months ago or a while ago. So yeah, if you purchase the DLC, you can get a refund, even if you got the physical copy of it. So unfortunate, but they did just release that big update recently as well, their final update. Now we'll move on to PlayStation, where talking about their support for VR, how they've already started making cuts to the VR development, and with only 2 titles currently planned. I forgot, this one was Tom Ivan VGC. This one is also Jordan Midler VGC. Let me put that in chat. According to the publication, there will be very few opportunities for VR development at Sony going forward. They asked for comment. I think the comment was super generic. Yeah, the VR category is super important to us. I don't know if this isn't zoomed in. I'm sorry, chat. This is supposed to be way more zoomed in than it is, just so you guys can see a little bit better. The VR category is important to us. It's a category that can help us with innovation. It's never going to be the only way people play games, but I'm happy we're in it. There are great experiences to be had, and consumers really like it. But it's a nation business for us. So at some point, they're going to just stop supporting VR altogether. It's probably costing them way more money than it's worth, because they're also not supporting it. They're just not creating any games for it. It's all just like smaller experiences and like titles. Like they have the Alien thing coming out, which will be pretty cool. I'll see if that pushes anything, but like I don't think these are selling, honestly, at all. The MetaQuest 3 is really like the hot seller right now for VR, 100%. And from experience, I know that. As someone who retails tech. Smaller news, keeping it going with PlayStation. PlayStation Portal update adds public Wi-Fi support and more this week. It's probably went out already, but so more support for more security protection and support for public Wi-Fi. The portal has introduced many more games to the remote play feature. Blah 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 blah. Making it easier for many players to access their games. The average PS Portal owns the game's engagement on PS5 going up within the first 8 weeks of using their PS Portal, which makes sense. Because if I had one, I would definitely use my PlayStation more. Just don't have the time because I'd be able to just lie in bed while watching stuff on my Xbox and playing PlayStation Unfortunately, it would require both consoles to be on at the same time, but that's a whole different thing. This one is Tom Ivan, BGC. I think we have a couple more. A little cool story, nothing crazy. An Uncharted 2 or an Uncharted movie sequel has been confirmed and is in the works. So anyone that watched this movie, it was pretty good. It was it was Uncharted. So that's in the works. Just a smaller story. Andy Robinson, VGC, that there's going to be another Uncharted movie. All right, so let's move on to chat picks before we do the Nintendo Direct stuff, which we'll basically just be watching trailers. This is about War of the Rohirrim. New images emerge. So this is one of chat picks for news stories. There's only a couple that I didn't already have myself. So if you want to submit your own stories for us to go over, check out the Discord, join it, throw it in the news articles thread in the Gaming Hub channel, or join in chat. This is from Michael Kripe, IGN, and War of the Rohirrim anime. We got some images, pretty cool. I don't remember what time period this is from, but it'll be pretty cool. Oh, 200 years before Bilbo Baggins. Okay, so it's like a long time. So, long time before The Hobbit. When it comes out, hopefully it's similar to, because it looks like the art style of like the Castlevania anime, which is pretty sick. So if it's like that, that'd be pretty awesome. Because like, look at these in the back here. Like, who are these dudes with the skull faces? That's new. You got the sword, the Rohan sword. Less horses than I would think. They're the horse people, as in they like to ride horses. Another story from chat picks. Lunar Lander game that's super old. They found a bug in it. I couldn't figure out exactly what this effing article is talking about. But this is on PC Gamer. That's in chat now. Rich Stanton. Let's go through it again. The whole game is less than 50 lines of code, but it's apparent supposedly believe calculations underlying the simulation. And over the years, the game became widely popular as a programming challenge. Even later, various popular commercial versions would add a visual layer to give an idea of its longevity. Atari is currently in the process of developing an official sequel. That's wild. So it's a very long story. If you needed to take an average, you add two things and divide by two. You add two things and then divide by two. That divided by two was missing. Interesting. As for bugs surviving in a piece of popular software for 55 years, that's probably because even with the bug, it was a fun game, both difficult and impossible to land gently. The quest to not just win, but find the optimal strategies can certainly lead to trying to understand small discrepancies. I suspect everybody else was just happy to play the game and have fun. Let's see if missing 2 minutes of the game consistently underestimates the time to the lowest point, which it then compensates for by adding a fraction of time, 0.05 seconds, and re-estimating. And this explains why it misses that time of landing. Oh, interesting. Gotcha. So it's like a timing issue. Pretty cool. Wild that it's an over half a century, this game, and they're finding a bug. Pretty wild. Let's go to Nintendo Direct. It's a lot announced. There's a lot of announcements here. It's a lot of announcements. New Denpa Man is free to play. Res Empire Fairy Tale 2. Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven. Full remake. 100 Line Last Events Academy. I don't know any of those. I don't know most of these. Phantom Brave Lost Hero. Ace Attorney Investigations Collections. Just Dance 2025 in October. New crewmate and imposter roles in Among Us for the Switch, I assume. Mary's in Orbit. Strays coming out for the Switch. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports is so funny. Let's watch that trailer. It's 35 seconds. Let's watch this one. Just for fun.
Let's get loony in this wacky sports game. Play as Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and more across four arcade-style sports.
The art style is
Unleash
just
the
so
full power of
bad.
Acme across iconic levels in up to 4-player local co-op. But watch
It's
out
like
for
Tiny Toons
falling anvils.
Sports-
Looney
sports.
Tunes Wacky World of Sports crashes onto Nintendo Switch this fall.
You got they have to have Lola,
That's all, folks.
right? How do they not have Lola?
Wacky
Yeah, they have Lola. Of
Sport-
course they have Lola. No, there's no way you can't nerf Lola. She's too powerful. Let's get out of that. Okay, I mean, Darkest Dungeon 2 on the Switch. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. Funko Fusion gameplay? What the fuck is this? 20 entertainment worlds into for a wild action game. Huh. We just mentioned 2 HD. Disney Illusion Island Mystery and Month Free Update. Hello Kitty Island Adventures. Tales of the Shire. This one I want to see.
Welcome home, Hobbit. If you've ever wanted to live like a hobbit from the Lord of the Rings, now a leisurely existence nestled away in an idyllic, quiet corner of Middle-earth can be yours. Customize your appearance, decorate your home, and settle into life in the Shire. As a newcomer to the little haven of Bywater,
Oh,
you'll
Bywater.
befriend your neighbors, work together to solve
That
problems,
was a dwarf.
and even share a meal.
That's a dwarf.
Or 3. Explore, garden, fish, forage, and cook. The best way to build a Hobbit community is by hosting a dinner party with your homemade dishes. Plus, you can trade with your neighbors for unique decorations or special
It's like
ingredients
hard for me to
for
like
even
look at this
tastier
stuff.
meals. Friendly hobbits and familiar
It, like,
faces
all
await
meshes
your
together.
arrival
Hey,
when
it's Gandalf.
Tales of the Shire launches on the Nintendo Switch system this
I
holiday.
wonder what the price point of this is gonna be. If it's gonna be like a full $60 game, that'd be nuts if it was. Fantasian on mobile. Who cares? Another look at Lego Horizon Adventures. They're really pushing that. Nintendo Switch Sports is adding basketball as a free update. That's pretty cool. Basketball update. I like that a lot, actually. World Champions NES. Link to the Past, 4 Swords, Metroid Zero Mission, Perfect Dark, Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Being added to a Nintendo Switch line. Turok Dino Hunter is actually pretty exciting. I think I'm gonna play that for a little bit. Not on stream, but like just for fun. And Perfect Dark, that's also pretty fucking cool. That's actually pretty exciting. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. A lot of people were going off about this. I'm not really big into fighting games, so I do want to see Super Mario Party Jamboree.
The latest game in the Mario Party series takes place on an enormous island resort. Get ready to
Pretty cool.
jump into the biggest selection of Mario Party minigames yet in Super Mario Party Jamboree.
I'm surprised they didn't just update the current one.
First, let's see some of the new boards where you'll compete to collect the most stars. Take the escalators to travel between floors in Rainbow Galleria.
As a mall map is
Use
pretty
in-game
fucking sick,
coins
not
to
gonna
get a
lie.
star at half price when they're on flash sale. But act fast.
I'm really into a mall map.
Ride around
A
and
racetrack
stay on
map
track
is
in Roll 'em
smart.
Raceway. With the new Turbo Dice item, you can
Turbo
move up
Dice.
to 40 spaces with a lucky roll.
Huh?
Here on Goomba Lagoon,
Goomba
the
Lagoon.
ebb and flow of the tide can change your path.
Oh, that's cool.
And things really get mixed up when the volcano blows its top.
Whoa, Golden Goombas.
Along with 5 new game boards.
Hold on.
2 boards from
Hold on. What are these new game boards?
Along
Mega Wiggler's Tree Party, King Bowser's Keep, Roll'em Raceway, Goomba Lagoon, and Rainbow Galleria. So they showed 3 of the 5. Mega Wiggler's Tree Party and King Bowser's Keep. That one looks small.
Along with 5 new game boards, 2 boards from previous Mario
2 boards from original Mario Party and Mario Party 2.
Party games make
Rainbow Castle. Really, Rainbow Castle. Okay, and Western
their
Land.
return.
Western Land's pretty sick.
Some mini-games are action-packed challenges, speed trials, a battle of wits, and more.
Damn, how do they think of like so
and
many
some are
different
controlled
minigames?
by gently shaking or tilting your Joy-Con controllers.
Not the biggest fan of the Joy-Con games.
With over 110 mini
That's
games,
so many
there's
games.
a wide variety to enjoy.
What the fuck is this?
Up to 20 players can go head-to-head online in the Coupathlon mode.
Coupathlon?
Compete against your rivals and aim for first place.
Doing what? What do you do?
Try your best to come out on top.
That's gonna be so obnoxious.
Wait, there are even more new modes? The biggest Mario Party yet will soon be underway when the Super Mario Party
Looks like
Jamboree
fun.
game launches
October.
on the Nintendo Switch system
That's
October
super
17th.
exciting, actually. Hell yeah. What else we got? Donkey Kong Country HD, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake. I do want to see Mario and Luigi Brotherhood, or Brothership, I mean. The art style is so different than other things Mario related. Remember, this is also the new Mario voice actor.
Luigi! Yeah.
The art style is so different. I wonder what the reasoning is for that. Huh. I don't think this doesn't look turn-based RPG though. I feel like it would make sense if it was turn-based RPG. Let's see. Let's see. I guess yeah, this aspect, yeah, it is turn-based RPG. I guess so. There's free roam and then there's the battles. So like the regular RPGs, I guess. But yeah, the different art style does make sense for turn-based RPG then. That looks like a lot of fun. It's Peach. That's not right. That's pretty cool. Okay. November. Damn, they have a lot more releasing than I would have thought. Metro Prime 4, yes, we're gonna look at that. 100% we're looking at this. We got I think we'll do one more trailer after this and then that'll be it for today. Short, definitely a much shorter gaming news segment today. Or this week. That's what I'm talking about. It was so abrupt. Yep. If only it wasn't on the Switch, you know? Like, it would look... How cool would this look if it wasn't on the Switch? This would look so cool. What a missed opportunity here. Hopefully there's a better resolution on the new console next year. Like they all get re-released. Damn. Hey, it's that guy. 4K texture reveal will be wild. Uh-huh. Yup. 2025. Okay. We got a year. And then the last one is going to be Echoes of Wisdom. I've seen this already, but just to put it on the segment, that would never happen. There would never be a 4K 240 hertz option of this. This is 4 minutes long. We don't need a 4-minute version. But we have no choice. We'll skip around. So Link coming to save Zelda. Fighting Pig Ganon. He wins. He wins the fight. But he gets taken into the void with his last dying breath. He shoots Zelda free, who then escapes to Hyrule. That's pretty cool. That's pretty hype. Not gonna lie, that part's pretty hype.
Hello, everyone.
Talks about the game.
Might be thinking,
and have taken many people.
She's got a little wand thing.
Zelda learned how to create an imitation
So she
of it
creates
called an
stuff.
echo. Once you learn an echo of something, you can recreate it
And
whenever
make
you'd like.
tables that she can use the platform, water stacks,
Totally up to you.
so you can swim through things. Basically anything that she's seen,
Monsters.
and then I think
After doing so, they'll
combat
fight by your
is
side.
copying enemies
Monsters
or
have different
throwing
abilities, so choose
things.
the one you want to create based on the situation.
So not regular combat in the
The
classic
kingdom
sense.
is now
there are a lot of echoes in this. The
Kind
Legend
of a weird
Zelda.
choice to have the rod that creates stuff and do it like that. But it does look kind of fun. Like, not gonna lie, it does look pretty fun. But with that, we're basically done with gaming news for today, gamers. Not the biggest week, thank God. But yeah, I think that worked out well. Thank you to everyone that hung out for gaming news. Appreciate you. Thanks to everyone that joined in live. Thanks for anyone watching the VOD. Appreciate you as well. If you have any news suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Join the Twitch chat. Join the Discord to drop your own stories as well. You guys have been great, as you are always great, and I like you a lot. It's time to get into effing Elden Ring. So I don't know if we're gonna put up the Elden Ring bot, but we'll see how it goes. But we're gonna switch over now. But thank you all again for hanging out with me for Casual Gaming News, and I'll see you guys next time.